What's up, people? Welcome to the Primal Podcast, episode 7. We're keeping this going. Today's workout that I will be doing during said podcast is a great workout to do if you have one kettlebell, maybe you park nearby with a pull-up bar or something like that. You want to go outside. I should be doing this outside. Weather's not the best. But essentially, we're just getting 10 thrusters, 5 on each side, and 5 pull-ups. And we're just repeating that sequence 5 times total. It's a quick one. This is part of a larger workout that I was filming. So this is just kind of one circuit. But any circuit that I develop can be turned into an entire workout on its own. So if you want to keep things simple, get like a really good pump, burn a lot of fat, get really good cardio in, this workout is insanely effective. You don't need to stop at 5 sets. You can go, for 10 sets, you can go for 30 to 45 minutes and see how many sets you can squeeze in of 10 thrusters and 5 pull-ups. You can do more or less pull-ups. You can do more or less thrusters depending on the weight of the kettlebell you have, but just keep it in that tempo of thrusters, pull-ups, thrusters, pull-ups. And I love working out this way, combining these calisthenic movements with the kettlebell, because calisthenics on its own is extremely effective. The thing is, when you add the kettlebell, you get that added benefit of having the resistance training. You don't need to go to the gym to get that, a lot of people think. And the beautiful thing about the kettlebell is you can get a lot of reps in with kind of like that weight. So you kind of get the benefit of calisthenics with the benefit of resistance training as well. And, when you work your legs like that, when you're doing things like thrusters, squats, especially if you have a heavy kettlebell, it's great. You'll really pump out a lot of testosterone, HGH, and really get, more of that growth factor involved with the overall workout. So you're benefiting more. You're going to stimulate more growth in the muscles that you would have, if you were to just do pull-ups, for example. You'd still build muscle, but if you do pull-ups and thrusters, you'll build even more muscle, and you'll just get in way better shape. That's what I found. That's what I found along my journey, and I think that's what studies show. You guys fact check me, but I think it's a pretty undeniable claim that adding thrusters to pull-ups will, add to your gains. But yeah, this is a great workout. It's a great workout, especially like I said, if you have a park with a pull-up bar, get to do it outside. These are the benefits that, modern day gym bros miss out on. I hate on gym bros a lot, but I'm just messing around, guys. There's nothing against anybody who goes to the gym. I think any form of physical activity is great. The point I like to make, though, that seems to not settle well with some of the population out there based on TikTok comments, is that you do, first of all, you don't need a gym to build an ideal body or the body that you might be looking for. And I would go so far as to even argue that guys psych themselves out into thinking they want a body that they don't really want because they know subconsciously it's easier to attain. And let me elaborate. I've gone through this psychosis myself, this mental battle of the bulking, cutting mindset. I'll tell you why this mindset is so prevalent, guys, because it is easy. It is easier to go to the gym and pump weights and then eat as much food and In-N-Out or whatever the hell you want after, and say that you're bulking and you're getting big, bro. That's what a lot of gym bros, that's their mentality. Is like, I'm getting big, I'm bulking. And then when it's time to cut, they're like, oh, I'm cutting, bro. I'm cutting. I'm going to look lean for summer, this pool party or whatever. And the problem, here's where the underlying psychosis lies. It is guys psych themselves out into thinking that, why are you cutting? Why are you cutting then? Why are you bulking and cutting? The whole reason is because they think that they need to put on muscle mass and then to shred, because why do they want to shred? Because ultimately that's how they want to look. They want to look lean and shredded. They don't want to be some bulky gym bro. So what they end up doing is going through this cyclical, destructive lifestyle of bulking and cutting, because again, it's easier to 80% of the time not give a shit about your lifestyle and what you're eating and putting into your body and just mindlessly lift weights that really isn't that physically challenging, versus doing things like this, training in a way that makes you sick to your stomach, training in a way that, you gotta like slap yourself in the face before you get after it, because you know what you're about to get yourself into. Training like that and eating in a way that is structured, that is disciplined. When you feed your dog, do you just let your dog eat whatever it wants all day? Or do you feed it twice a day a certain amount of food because you want him to live long? You don't want to jeopardize his health. We should be treating our bodies the same way. But I'm going on a tangent here. The point I'm making is the real approach to fitness and the real psychosis that guys... So back to the psychosis. I'm going all over the place. Guys trick themselves into thinking they need a bulk and cut because it's easier. What they really want is the Brad Pitt Fight Club body. They don't want to look too big or too bulky. Everybody knows that's not what girls want. Girls want a guy who looks natural but has some muscle on him and is lean. Okay? That's what everybody wants, because that is the look of health. That is the look of longevity. That is the look of performance. But to get that, you have to train hard. You have to be super disciplined. And you have to look at fitness as a lifetime pursuit. You're steadily adding dense, lean muscle mass to your body over time. If I get cut off, guys, I get cut off. I always forget to check how long these workout videos are, so I don't know how long I have left as I talk over this. But again, you need to live in this disciplined fashion, and instead of bulking and cutting, you need to look at your whole life as a long-term bulk. You're long-term adding muscle mass to your body. How do you do that? You follow a program. You follow a regimen of eating and training. And with the training, you progressively overload. You progressively overload the weight, the difficulty, and you do this in like 6 to 8 week, maybe even 12-week blocks, so that you give your body time to adapt, to acclimate your joints, everything to get strong, so that you don't hurt yourself. And then you slowly increase, let's say, the weight of the kettlebell after 6 to 8 weeks. And then 6 to 8 weeks later, you increase the weight of the kettlebell more. Maybe you hit a bit of a plateau. Maybe it's a heavy bell. And then you stay there for a few months, maybe even 6 months. And then you force yourself to level up after that, because you've given your body a sufficient amount of time to really acclimate to that one weight, that one object. It's very simple. It's not too many different machines and different, whatever have you that could injure you. So it's a lifelong pursuit, and that's why I love choosing the kettlebell, because it's so much more conducive to that longevity in the sense of training. So that I see myself peaking around I'm 28 right now. So I still see about a good 10 years of progressive overloading. So 10 years from now, I see myself peaking, ages 35 to 40, slowly obviously on the hormonal decline, but I will have built such a great body foundation and, system at that point, holistic system, that it's really just about maintenance at that point. And then you slowly might taper off, decade by decade as your body ages and the natural cycle of life occurs. But this is how we need to be thinking of fitness. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for, the opposite of longevity. But that's it, guys. Peace.